Hey guys, welcome to Francis Jade Unscripted. We're up to episode 2. Today I have my best mate, Sina. Anyways, I have a few questions that I actually don't remember. How did we meet? I know we met in high school, but how did it start?
Well, I think a group of us, including you, we were sort of the nerds. We were into certain activities that other people in high school were not into. Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Yeah, but how did we start
Warcraft.
hanging out?
No,
I never played Warcraft with you guys.
No, but you were into it still. You still played Warcraft. You probably never came to play Dota with us in the computer room in recess and lunch.
I think I'd come to watch.
You come to watch, but you played Warcraft with us. Most times we played online back at home on Blizzard.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to do that. So you said you were into Yu-Gi-Oh back in year 7. So was I. And I think at the time it was like you, Anthony, Strachan, me, Nathan, Cade, like we're all into those stuff, and that's why we got bullied.
Do you think high school made you who you are now?
100%.
Yeah.
It did make me who
Do you
I
think
am.
it made you stronger?
Yeah, in certain ways it has. Like I talk to some of my colleagues sometimes, and a lot of them are from the northern beaches, eastern suburbs and that, or inner west. But a lot of the schools they grew up in weren't rough like mine. So I used to tell them stories about what happened. They're like, what the fuck? Like, like it was unexpected for them to hear that I saw a fight every day almost. I'm like, that's normal.
Yeah.
I just grew up around. So when I see someone fighting in the street, it doesn't faze me. I don't get adrenaline like, oh shit, there's a fight. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, same here. Like sometimes even these days, like I'll go to Mount Druitt shops and then there's a punch on at the back and I'm just like, just walk past.
Just walk past.
But you see all these other people like, oh, there's a punch on, fight.
There's ones you go like want to watch, and you go ones who probably shake it because they don't know what to do in that situation. That adrenaline hits, and they probably panic and they want to like, oh, what do I do? But I don't think it's good to witness all the time. I don't think it's good to see that kind of shit all the time.
But I think we're just used to it.
But I think it's something you need to be witnessed around at least in your lifetime. Not the stabbing part. No one should ever see that kind of stuff, right? That's different. But normal fights is normal, right? And I think it's a good way to get your aggression out, if anyway, in high school, right?
Yeah.
But if you ever witnessed that outside of you, you at least know what to do in that situation. So I know if I'm with my wife or my son, if I see a fight, I know exactly what to do is just look away and just keep walking.
Yeah.
That's it, right? Don't think about it. It's like you're not involved, just move on.
Yeah, exactly.
It helps you like grow in different ways.
Too many people like to get involved. Yeah. Speaking of which, you're a new dad.
Yeah, new dad.
And how old is he?
9 weeks
9
now.
weeks old.
Thank you, wife, for letting me out tonight.
How are you feeling?
I'm
9 weeks
adapting,
in.
right? It's a big change. You've got a huge responsibility upon you now to look after this little being. You got to grow, right?
Yeah.
But there's joy in it every day. There's challenges, definitely. Like,
You think you
your
have to make
life has to adjust around him now. Maybe when they're older, I've noticed with my nephew and that, who are like 3 or 4 years old, then you can get back into your old routine because they go on a routine as well.
Yeah.
But when they're that infant stage, like now, they don't have a routine. You're trying to, but they don't. They need your attention constantly, so you have to try to work around their schedule. So I'm trying to change my gym routine, everything, what I do. I don't go out as much anymore. Like,
It's good that you don't sacrifice your gym routines. Most people, when they have a kid, they'll be like, I can't train anymore. I can't go gym anymore.
still train. Like, it's not the same as before anymore. Even just before he was born, like, I was going consistently 4 times a week, scheduled times. Now I'm just like, okay, oh, look, I can actually train tonight. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
So I haven't lost the motivation to train. It's just when I train has changed. That's all.
So you had to change your routine and everything like that.
But my strength has changed as well. Like how I train, like it's shorter now. I used to do like an 1.5 hour session. Now it's like an hour session. Get it done as quickly as possible. I still once a week try to go to train at Mark's gym. Shout out to Mark and G Strength. I try to go there at least once a week because it's a good environment to be in.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to motivate Chantal to like join another gym as well, where it's like CrossFit or something.
Yeah. So what's your fitness goal right now?
Just stay in shape. Stay in shape, maintain my strength. Just maintain it. I'll be happy just to maintain right now.
Yeah.
And then no goals to like get bigger or
Compete?
I'm never going to compete again. It's just, there's a lot of time you have to put in and effort. And then I just don't. And then with my work, it takes priority. I have to work like 40, 50 hours a week. I got a kid right now. And then my body just wasn't, I've competed in bodybuilding. I've done weightlifting. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't for my body. Like, I know what I'm capable of, and competing isn't for me.
Yeah.
Like, I have to put so much, and the amount of effort for, especially weightlifting, because I did it for 5 years. I put so much time and effort into it, and I still didn't get to where I wanted.
Yeah.
And I did put everything into. I was training like almost 3 hours a day. I was doing probably 18 hours a week in training, and I only got to a certain point, and then it just halted me there. For 2 years, I was stuck at the same weights. I'm like, maybe gain like a couple of kilos, but that's it. Then I'm like, okay, it's not for me.
So it's more just staying fit and for your head, your mind.
For my head and mind, it's a habit now, right? Same as brushing your teeth. So it feels weird. Like imagine if you don't brush your teeth one night, you feel like, my teeth feel dirty.
Yeah.
And I got to quickly brush. It's the same concept. When you don't train, if you don't train, like it's not about like training every day. But if I don't train, let's say for one whole week, it's the same. My brain feels the same as if I missed brushing my teeth one night.
Yeah.
I just feel dirty. I'm like, shit, I need to train. And also, it's good for your brain as well. Your brain chemistry, your health. All that kind of stuff, doing just addicted. Yeah, it's not good for my joints, my back and that. I can tell you that. But for the other aspects, I need it. I'm addicted. That's the best way to put it.
Are you going to train him, teach him how to lift weights?
100%.
What if he wasn't into any of that?
So be it.
Yeah, you'll respect whatever decision he wants.
Whatever he wants to do.
Yeah,
if he wants to I want him to be active though. Whatever type of activities, it's up to him. Generally, obviously, the kids generally get into what their parents or their surroundings are into.
Yeah.
The reason why I got into gym because my uncle was always a big gym head. He looked like Vin Diesel when he was like Nick, the bald one.
Yeah.
So he used to be jacked, like big. Him, my brother, he was always into gyms at Dose, and I was always around them a lot when I was younger. So naturally, I got into the gym. That's why I got into that sport.
Yeah.
Your kids, and when you have kids, they'll probably get into fighting potentially. Like that'll be the most probable sport they'll get into is fighting. Every other sport, it'll be a conjunction due to the fact they do fighting because that's what they're going to be around. So I got a garage gym in my garage, and naturally, he's going to want to be with me. So when I'm training, when he's 3 or 4 years old, because Luca, my nephew, is the same. Every time he comes up, Sina, can I join you?
Yeah.
I'm like, not now, kid, piss off. Nah, he's a good kid. I like him. I love him. But same thing, right? He wants to be there, and most probably Leo would do the same thing as well. He'll be like, he'll just end up being in the garage with me.
Yeah.
And eventually I'll have the garage door open. And then even if he's not training with me, he'll be around that. Forgot the word I was looking for. Be around that setting, of me training. So whether he's like playing hoop in the front yard or doing something else, he'll see me training. And naturally that will get ingrained into his brain. What he does afterwards with it is up to him.
Yeah.
But most likely, even if I don't make him do it, he'll do it. Unless he hangs out with you. So he can also get into fighting.
Yeah.
Other aspects is the surroundings, like I said. So he might even get to the gym. I want to do fighting like Uncle Francis.
Yeah.
Different story, right? Which I don't mind. I want to get into footy because Shane loves footy, right? He watches footy 24/7. So most likely, I'm not going to be the one taking him to footy. It's going to be Uncle Shane doing it.
Yeah.
Because he's the one that's 100. Like he loves the footy and that. So he's going to go. So he might get into footy because of that. But at least it's some sort of activity. I don't care what it is.
As long as he's active,
100%. It's good for your health.
Yeah. I think they should do something, whatever it is, to stay active rather than just being on the iPad.
100%.
Most kids these days are just on their iPads, on their phones. And,
iPads help a lot in certain situations.
It does. It helps them calm down.
It helps. I've seen it on planes. It's amazing. It saves lives on planes. In restaurants, when you need to go to a restaurant, let's say you need him to be quiet. All right, here, just take the iPad and shut up.
But do you think it makes them lack in social interactions?
I don't think it lacks them. The difference with kids is that a kid can only have so much attention to one activity at a certain time.
Yeah.
So best example is my nephew, right? So when he comes and watches me in the gym, he's not there the whole time. He'll come and watch for 10 minutes and piss off, then he'll play with Daisy.
Yeah.
And after Daisy, he'll watch some TV. And after TV, he'll go sit with, talk to his mum or yell at his mum about something. Mom.
Yeah.
Then come back in the gym for another 5 minutes. You know what I mean? They can't sit still for 5-10 minutes. They can't focus on one thing. Hence, they can be social, but then eventually the energy will move. Even when he plays with his cousin, plays for a thing, then eventually wants to do something else. I want to play with this toy. Now I need to play with that toy. It's the same idea. That's why they're not going to lose social skills. Then you can socialize for so long. Then I'm like, I need to do something else now. Their brains only think about yourself in kindergarten. It was hard to sit down for 1 hour trying to do letters. Yeah. Learn your letters. You go insane. When you think out, that was driving me insane. And you got to make sure your letters are perfect in handwriting. Imagine doing that for 1 hour. Yeah. But then when you watch kids, I'm like, you train 3-4-year-olds, don't you? A few of them?
I used to, but now it's like four and up.
And what were the 3-4-year-olds?
Well, not 4 and up at the moment. Back then it was 4 and up. Now it's like 7 and up.
What were the 3-4-year-olds like? In an hour session, how much are they?
They have a short attention span.
There you go.
So what, 15 to 20 minutes, that age group, 15 to 20 minute attention span. So our classes would normally go for like half an hour. Even 30 minutes, I think is a bit much.
Yeah.
But I guess it's a good way to train them to have a longer attention span as well. So you got that 20-minute mark, and then they'll start wandering around, and where's mom, where's dad? But then it's our job to try to keep them busy. Because when you're trying to teach or train a 3 or 4-year-old, once it can't be repetitive either. You had to hide it. Like if you're going to teach them something, you had to teach them, try and make it like a game type thing. Because if you just say do this kick 10 times, 1, 2, 3, they're not going to learn. They're just going to get bored and wander off. And, so we try to train them and hide it through games and drills, different drills. Yeah. So yeah. How did you feel when your wife first gave birth?
How she first how did I feel? I was crying. It was amazing hearing us cry. Chantal was about to vomit, and she did vomit, so she was out of it. She was cesarean, so she's all drugged up and everything, so she doesn't feel much. She doesn't remember. I was holding the baby and making sure she's okay. She's like, "Don't drop the baby."
Yeah.
I'm like, "What do you mean, don't drop the baby?"
Don't drop the baby.
Yeah. Like I was like cutting the umbilical cord, watching him get his vaccinations, his vitamin K, and Hep B, they're called. You get when you're first born. That's why I remember she was just out of it for a few hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
And
Because we don't have to talk about it too much, but it was a long process, and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
And after everything you guys been through, and finally having a child, it must have been like.
Oh, there was a lot of anxiety coming up because of my history, but then just hearing him cry was a true blessing. It just felt so good to hear that cry. That's why I was crying so much. I'm like, oh God, that's a beautiful sound.
Yeah.
I
got teary for you guys too once you guys sent the message. So I was in bed, and my partner Allison, you guys sent the message, and you sent the message about him giving about it was successful and everything like that. And Allison messaged me, and she's like, "OMG, did you see the message?" And I was like there was no thing if it was successful or not.
Yeah.
I was like getting anxiety. I was like, my heart was started racing. I saw your message, just the notifications, and I was like, fingers crossed. And then I read the message. I was like, fuck yes. And I got a little bit teary. Then I went back to sleep. I was so sleepy that day.
Long night. 1 a.m. 1:17 he was born exactly. And then I remember holding him. Chantal was passed out, sleeping. I'm starting to fall asleep while holding him. Yeah. And then Chantal's like, "Get up, put him down. You're gonna drop him. You're falling asleep." I'm like, "Oh shit."
Like the other week, you were just holding him like this.
Yeah. Oh, now I'm comfortable. You get comfortable with this straight.
But when I saw you, I was like, "Fuck, he's gonna drop him."
You just get used to it. You get used to it. Once you have your own, you'll be so comfortable. I'm going to do the same with yours. I'm going to be comfortable. There we go.
What do you think you're still trying to learn being a new parent, trying to get used to?
Patience. But I've lacked that my whole life.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, just like...
If I want something, I'll do anything to get it straight away.
What are you crying for? I don't understand. Just relax. Then I'm like, he's a fucking baby. Get over it. I don't say that out loud to him. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, he's a baby in the end.
Yeah.
He's crying for many things. Sometimes they cry not because they're sad, because they're feeling... That's the only way they can communicate. Well, initially, now he can communicate with smiles. Yeah. Grunting his face, not just crying. First 4 weeks, literally his only emotion he really was crying.
Yeah.
So whether he's, in a way, happy, sad, angry, communication would be through crying.
Yeah.
So that's all he knew. So that's why when he's crying, you don't know what they want. You don't know if they're shitting, they need to pee, they're hungry, they're tired, they're happy, they're just crying. Like, what the fuck are you feeling?
Google Translate.
Google Translate. Oh, good. Oh, this is leaking as well.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's all good. Damn.
Yeah, I love it though.
Yeah.
Playing games with him today, just in where things hang over their head.
Oh. Sorry, my bad.
Assassin's Creed, I don't play COD. What is that shit? It was like, it's like a little game where they can kick their feet. When they kick, it hits like a piano tile, makes a noise. And
Yeah.
there's like things dangling on top of him. He was just loving it.
Yeah.
Literally like 6 p.m. before I came here, I was playing with him. Just giving some stimulation to him. Yeah, I was like laughing so much.
That's awesome.
Yeah, when he's smiling, it's just pure
So
ecstasy.
he's moving a lot more now?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
a lot more. Yeah.
He's growing so fast because the first time I saw him in the hospital, then a few weeks later,
Yeah.
and then a few weeks later again, he just went double the size.
They grow rapidly. Yeah, he's already like 5 kilos.
Well, apparently
50
that's what they say. They just grow fast.
Yeah, they sort of slow down after like I think 1-2 years. Then they won't be growing. But I think in our eyes, it was going to grow.
Yeah.
fast.
I mean, like for parents, like I've heard it so many times where it just feels like yesterday they were just in your hands and now they're a
Yeah.
teenager.
I was Luca was over at our house yesterday, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pick you up because he's
Lucas, your
nephew.
nephew.
So he's like, he didn't want to put his shoes on. I'm like, I'll take you to the car, pick him up. Then I'm like, shit, you're like this now, you know?
Yeah.
Like you take out, like you're from my head to my waist now. Like that's how tall you are. And I'm like, it just clicked to me like, fuck, it's been that quick. I like remember literally just holding him, was tiny, pinching my skin because didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, that's how quickly they grow.
Damn. Yeah. That's same with parents where like I was looking at my parents just a few weeks ago. I'm like, fuck, they're getting old.
You should tell them, fuck, you're old.
Because I only drop by like every now and then, but then it's like, man, time is going so fast. We're getting old. Well, we're still young. Do you think 30 is old? What do you think? I don't think 30 is old.
No, 30's not old. Not even 40's old, I think.
I think it depends on how you treat your body.
Nothing about being old. You just have to understand that there's less things you can do. That's the difference, right? You can't, when you're 60, you probably can't go flipping off the ledges of balcony, you know, on Bondi Beach.
Yeah.
Like I did when I was 18. You probably can't do that anymore. You can still do things. It's just limits of what you can do. That's all.
I also think it depends on how you treat your body. Like
100%.
there's like 20-year-olds that, there's like 50-year-olds that could move like 20-year-olds.
Yeah. Because just goes the trick is just to stay active.
Yeah.
As long as you stay active, you'll be fine. Obviously in a healthy way. As in like also when you get older, understand what your body's capable of. Don't be trying to pull 400 kilo deadlifts, you know?
Yeah.
That's when you know, right? Okay,
But there's still some 60-year-olds that could lift pretty heavy.
they can, and steroids do magical things, right?
Yeah.
But in general, let's just take drugs out of the equation here. That you just gotta understand what your body's capable of as you get older. That means like, okay, your recovery slow. Like I can't train 6 days a week hard anymore.
Yeah.
I have to train hard once, take a day break, train again. Then usually I do Monday heavy, Tuesday rest, Wednesday again, Thursday I do a light session, Friday complete rest again, Saturday and then Sunday rest again. I'm doing 4. Let's just call it 3.5 sessions a week.
Yeah.
I can't do 6 sessions like that when I was 21 because I tried it doing back to back, like heavy again. I was out of it for 3 days. My body.
Yeah, that was the same with me too. Like I
No
used
one
to train
asked.
every day. Well, I'm asking myself. I used to train every day and now I can't. I need a rest day. I used to hate rest days, but now, yeah.
They're good. You need them, right? Because you don't have the same testosterone in your body. You don't have the same levels of recovery. Your recovery takes longer too. That's why you need to take those rest days. And that's what I mean when you're older. I understand what your body's, the capabilities of your body and the limitations of your body. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing. You're just understanding. And if you do understand, you'll be able to perform longer.
Yeah.
For longer periods of time. Be like, cool, you can still do what you want to do, but just with limitations. Same as when you're partying, right? Yeah, you probably can't do Friday, Saturday every weekend, right? Probably
Yeah.
like, okay, now it's like...
Even with recovering from alcohol,
Oh, God.
it takes forever.
Alcohol's the worst. I remember, I haven't been that drunk since your birthday. Like, that was the last time I got that drunk, and I'm never probably doing that again.
I don't even remember. Like I knew that you were getting drunk. I remember I was upstairs and I heard the song Pony coming up. And then I just heard everyone saying, "Go Sina!" What were you doing?
I was like doing the body roll and everything, then grinding on my wife while she was pregnant.
I was like, what's going on downstairs? And once I came down, it was all over. But yeah, that was a good
Alison
night.
recorded it anyway.
Did she?
I got a video of it.
Oh.
I'll show it to you later.
Nah, I'm all good.
Yeah, everyone watched it. Everyone saw it.
Bloody hell.
That's what I mean. Like, ever since that weekend, I also drank a lot really quickly, which was not a good idea.
Yeah.
But ever since then, I'm like, nah, my aim isn't to like get on the piss. It's just to enjoy the drink.
Yeah.
Get tipsy. Get to a point that I'm happy.
A wise friend of mine said, "Don't let the drink enjoy you. You enjoy the drink."
Who said that?
Justin. He told me that once, and I've, remembered that ever since. Because you know me back then. I'll drink till the drink enjoys
Yeah, because you
me.
hate alcohol. You hate the taste of it. So you just like drink.
But I just wanted it to just get rowdy and like. But then I just end up falling asleep. I'll end up dancing for a bit, and then I'm just like, "Fuck, I'm done." Just start falling asleep.
Drugs are better.
Kids,
Don't do it.
this is not for you. This is you guys. Like I said before, you guys go watch Cocomelon.
Or some porn. I never said. I'm the worst guy to have on this podcast. Worst influence.
It's raw talk anyway. Doesn't matter.
Unscripted.
Unscripted.
Yeah. What?
All right, I'm deleting this. Do you have any future goals? That you do you have any hobbies or future goals you want to do?
Right now, I don't have any actual like goals I want to tend to. I just really want to be there for my son right now, my family. That's it. I'm sure they'll come.
So your mindset. It's true that your mindset. Obviously, once you have a child, your mindset completely changed.
Yeah.
Does it? Like
It's
everything is for the kid now.
Yeah. It is. It's not like because you chose to have that kid, so it is your responsibility. It's your responsibility to raise him, right?
Yeah.
So you can't just think, oh yeah, everything's gonna stay normal. Everything's still gonna be. Oh yeah, I'm going to gym at this time like I wanted to. No.
And how's your relationship with your wife? Because I hear these things sometimes. It happens with some people that when you have a child, the relationship between you and your partner starts to go to that roommate stage. Like you act like roommates and stuff like that. Like later on.
Yeah, it can, and it's the tough thing, right? So you try to keep the romance alive, and I do try to, but in the end, you still can't because firstly you got to charge. It's hard, right? Because you got a responsibility and you're tired, and then everyone says and everyone tells me, and it's true. The first 6 months is extremely hard.
Yeah,
there'll be almost some to little to no romance in the first 6 months. Why? Because baby needs to be fed between 3 to 5 hours,
and everything's towards the baby as well.
Yeah, and secondly, finally, when the baby is asleep, it's not about time to get the shit. Okay, I need to maybe clean the house. You try to get things done around the house as well.
Yeah.
And sometimes the baby doesn't want to go down between the breaks. Sometimes she just wants to be held the whole time. I mean, Chantal's not getting anything done that she wants, so she's just sitting on the lounge.
Yeah.
Trying to walk around, put him down, cries again. All right, pick him up, settle him again. So it means between each feed, sometimes she doesn't get a break either. Until I get home, when I take him, that's when she gets a break sometimes.
Yeah.
And that means she wants her alone time as well. Then I take the baby.
So what do you think you would do to prevent that from getting to that stage?
I think you have. It's inevitable. I think no matter what, you both got to need your alone time. That's why when you take the baby off the mum, it's her break time at night. So when you come back from work, I try to quickly get changed and settle him, and I hopefully, and then that's what I'm trying to convert into a daytime morning gym routine. So at night time, I don't have to worry about gym. I can just literally, okay, hey, I'll take the baby, go do what you need to do, whether it's take a bath, get showered, do some chores that you mentally wanted to do. Because some people have chores that they want to do. I'm like, I want to clean the shower. It's like stuck in your brain.
Yeah.
And you want to get it done, but you can't. Same idea, like do what you need to get done that's in your brain. That's what I want to do for her. So it's inevitable that you're going to become that roommates, right? You can't control it. It's a baby in you. They need your attention. They need your undivided attention and love. Yeah. And you're putting all your love and undivided attention to the baby. Sometimes you forget your partner. That's fine. Like you just got to make sure it's on the male side to stay out there because a mum is breastfeeding, gets exhausted, tired. She's the one, if she breaks feeding, she's the one we're getting up at 3 a.m. to breastfeed him. Not you. You're getting your 8 hours sleep probably most of the time, 6 to 8 hours sleep. Yeah. She's not. So she's the one that's more sleep deprived than you. So it's on your intuition, it's your responsibility to keep that relationship alive by buying her flowers, telling her you love her, giving her the cuddles. Don't leave it up to her, leave it up to you. It falls apart because the male stops their side. Yeah. That's what I've noticed. The mum doesn't have time to do it. They got too busy raising a thing. And their hormones are all over the place. When the baby cries, their breast milk starts to come out. Yeah. Like, they leak the moment they hear a noise the baby makes, they wake up. I have to hear the baby screaming until I wake up because I'm such a heavy sleeper. So that's what I mean. So if I fall asleep at 10, I'm not getting up to 6. And obviously, because I have to work in the morning, she's not going to make me get up and like, I'll feed the baby at 3 a.m. You know, because I still have my own responsibilities too. But one difference between her and I is I get a better sleep.
Yeah.
So hence your mind is a bit more switched on than hers in regards to that aspect. So if the relationship does fall apart because of the baby, it's generally the male's fault, to be honest.
Yeah.
I can say that out loud, yes. You have the energy to do it. She doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. 100%.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's not about sex or anything. It's about just giving them cuddles, make them feel appreciated.
Yeah.
Buying them.
I think that's one of the main things to prevent a roommate stage, you know, and just saying those things and just being supportive. And yeah, like you guys going Europe
Yeah.
next month.
I convinced her somehow, but I'm fucking
So
suck. I'm
that's
crazy.
another thing, you know.
That's a huge challenge. Yeah, we're just
You know?
like, I think once there's a lot of stresses right now, but I think once we're there,
Yeah.
you won't be there as much. It's more like, do we pack the right enough clothes, formula, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, she's worried about like, oh, what if someone tries to like, you know, steal our bags and not watching because we're too busy watching the baby? Like, it's going to be fine. And like, we've been to Europe before. It's not our first time going.
Oh yeah, you guys been before. Wow.
I'm like, we were supposed to go in 2020, but then COVID happened.
Yeah.
That was going to be our proper honeymoon. Then we haven't gone since then. So 2018 was the last time we went. I'm like, nah, I want to go this year. Go while he can't walk. He just eats, only has milk right now. It's easier.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, don't get me wrong. It's hard either way. It doesn't make a difference. It's always going to be hard. But it's the easiest part of the hardest part. Best way to put it.
Yeah. Damn. Whereabouts in Europe you going?
Switzerland, then Italy, then Spain. And we're doing like a Spanish island, then going back home.
Nice. How long are you going for?
Just over 3 weeks.
3 weeks, almost a month.
Yeah.
Lucky. Well, that's another thing, you know, going out.
That's another thing is going out. But
You know.
now when you go out, it's like 5 p.m. dinners. Or maybe you go out for lunch instead of dinners. You know,
Yeah.
dinner's not a thing anymore. Where's lunch?
Yeah. Because like I said, I think that's what a lot of people are worried about, getting to that roommate stage and then the romance disappearing and then a lot of arguments and all that stuff. And then
Argument's got to be there, right?
Yeah.
I think I argued with her yesterday about something.
Yeah, arguments is going to happen, but when you get to that roommate stage, people are saying that, you know, more arguments start coming about and all that stuff. And that's why it's so important to keep that romance there, whether it's like going on a date every once in a while or stuff like that.
And when you go on a date, it's just not about going
It doesn't
on a
have
date.
to be like a full fancy date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just more about putting time together. Someone even have a date with the baby there.
Yeah.
But like, you just got to realize that you're not going to have 8 p.m. dinners anymore.
Exactly. And
Baby needs to be in bed, baby.
and you got like an hour to go on a date. And
Get home.
you got to go
Fucking
home.
needs to go to sleep.
You know, yeah. And like you said, I think it's more on the male side to keep that romance there.
Yeah. Eventually,
it's
once
true.
the baby's older, then it's both your side, especially if the baby's starting to go to childcare, so you both got the full day.
Yeah.
And then when it goes to school as well, different story. Then it's your both. But when it's at that first like year, it's definitely the male's responsibility because the mum's just in literally mum mode.
Yeah.
Like feed the baby, make sure he sleeps or she sleeps, get him fed, get him changed, easy warm, easy okay, easy healthy. Your job is to make the money and get home. Trust me, it's easier to make the money than the rest. And I've done times when I had to just be alone with him and like sometimes, and the hardest part is because he's always with the mum. And this isn't natural. They're always going to be with the mum. They want the mum more. So sometimes he's just crying, trying to set him at different angles.
Yeah.
Give him to the mum. 5 minutes later, relaxes. Because they can smell the scent. They can smell the milk. Okay, this is my nurturer. This is my caregiver. I'm relaxed now. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes he sleeps on me and everything too. But at times he doesn't. Which is more pressure on the mum.
Yeah.
Because the mum wants a break.
Yeah, for sure.
This is a good podcast.
I know, right? What else? Mental health. How's your mental health lately?
I think my mental health is really good, and especially once he was on during the pregnancy, I was really struggling, anxiety and that. Then once he came, like a big chunk of it just disappeared.
Yeah.
And I've kept myself in routine, as in like try to make sure not still go stay in my calories. Because I've lost before he came, I lost like 12 kilos. I'm like, no, I don't want to gain it back on just because he needs. So like even during hospital, I try to didn't track, but I'm like, just be conscious of what you're eating, you know?
Yeah.
Don't go eat burgers and chips just because you have a kid now. That's not the point. But yeah, I enjoyed sushi with my wife one night, for example, in the hospital because she could finally have it. I had a glass of wine with her, that kind of stuff.
That's good.
but I'm not gonna go binge still. So that's one thing that helped my mental health stay in shape. Is just like stay consistent with my health, and then literally once I went back to work, straight back into just making sure, because I don't. It's not about eating healthy, just making sure I'm consistent with the calories I eat. I stayed there. Training, all I told myself, like I said just previously, just try to train.
Yeah.
I just try to train when I can. When I do, I feel good. And that's what keeps me going. Those two things are the most important things to me.
Yeah. How do you stay like positive after going through a lot of things that's happened in the past? Like for a lot of people, you know, when something bad happens, they just want to stay home. They just want to sleep. And I have a bad habit of doing that.
Yeah. So one thing I realized is one event can cause depression to happen, right? Or very horrible feelings that you feel. Then what happens is you start to correlate doing other things that builds on top of it. Yep. Such as, okay, now you're going to eat unhealthy. Now you're lacking sleep, or you're not lacking sleep. You're going on reels for short dopamine rushes, which can cause depression. So first you have your part of your cup of depression. Say your cup's your depression, right? And then you feel half of it with like a loss of a child, loss of a parent. You lost a relationship. So like then I'm eating unhealthy now. I'm not training. I'm lacking sleep.
Gets worse and worse. Top. Yeah.
And then now your cup's full of just depression because all the shit you're doing on top of that. Yeah. So one thing, and then that's what I did right after what happened to me is that I started to eat unhealthy. I gained a lot of weight. My sleep was bad.
Where was the point where you said, I need to stop all this and get my shit back together?
So I did it in stages, right? You have to realize, accept the fact that people think, oh yeah, it's a switch, right? I just go again. No.
Because for me, I feel like I need to dwell in it for a little bit and then get my shit together.
You can't just empty the cup straight away, right? So once it's full, you got to slowly. So first thing I did was I just told myself that's it, no more fast food. I still ate over my calories. I wasn't really losing weight, but I told myself no more Macca's, KFC, and I did it for a whole year. Still ate kebabs, so sort of cheat the system, by the way. But I cut that out. Then I was training. I just told myself just train when I can. If I feel like it, I'll just go. It was usually averaging twice a week. Yeah. So I was at least going and doing something. And I tried to, and maybe once a week or once a fortnight, I'd do a run too. Yeah. So that was a step. That was my first. Okay, so a bit of that depression went down a bit because I kept myself thing. Second thing is then building another habit. Then eventually it just becomes habits on top of it. Then next, okay, now I'm going to become more frequent in training. Yeah. And all of a sudden, because you got all this energy, there's still that depression there. Don't get me wrong. If you have that traumatic event that you have, but you're not filling your cup with anything else. Yeah. So that part of my cup's only what's left. The rest of my cup's empty. Yeah. Which I'm staying healthy that way by making sure like I'm training 4 times a week, 3 or 4 times a week. Tracking my calories. I'm healthy. I've lost weight. I feel good. I feel lighter. I'm healthier. Now there's another thing I was going to say you have to do, but I forgot that I did.
What is?
Yeah. So
here we go.
Also, I know is that constant dwelling is not going to be healthy. I have a very realistic mindset too, which can be good and bad at the same time. So. My mind, I know I just tell myself, look, you just can't be like this. Stop being a sad cunt. You're a sick cunt. So
anyways, let's finish off there. Thanks for coming on the podcast last minute. Stay tuned for episode 3. And I don't know when episode 3 is going to be up, but yeah, thanks. Comment, like, subscribe, or whatever they do.
Special guest, OJ Simpson.